October 9th at Littlefield in Brooklyn, New York. An intimate evening with Anthony Fantano. Tickets in the description.
Hey buddy, did you hear the news? It's track reviews.
Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, Internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for track reviews, where we talk about the latest in rock, pop, electronic, metal, experimental, and hip-hop music. We have a brand new single here from Kendrick Lamar, the biggest new young voice to come out of the West Coast, member of Black Hippie, DAWG Entertainment. He has dropped 2 fantastic full-length albums that you should check out if you have not already, Section 80 and Good Kid, M.A.A.d City. Since the release of Good Kid, M.A.A.d City in 2012, he has put out quite a few great guest verses on a number of albums and projects. He's worked with Eminem, Schoolboy Q, Ab-Soul. He was on the new DAWG album as well. He was on the new Kid Cudi record. He dropped a monster verse on the new Big Sean record. And now it's kind of been a few years since the release of Good Kid, M.A.A.d City, so it only kind of makes sense that we get another album cycle going, especially since the other members of DAWG Entertainment have been dropping releases all year. And as much as I am excited by the prospect of a new full-length LP from Kendrick Lamar, I'm not all that excited by this song. Looking at this song from a total package standpoint, it's not really a bad track, but when looking at each of this song's components individually, I think it has quite a few shortcomings. First, the lyrics. They're not terrible. They do have quite a positive message to them, embracing love, embracing peace, embracing self-love and self-esteem, themes that came up on Kendrick Lamar's last full-length album. But as far as wordplay goes and the density of these verses, Kendrick is not really working up to the potential that I think we've come to expect from him at this point, especially given all the shit-talking he did on that Control verse that got him so much attention and so much traction. It's almost as if all the boasting in that verse was for nothing, especially in the face of the incredibly ad nauseum hook that dominates quite a bit of this song. I love myself, and the fee, fi, fo, fum, my heart's undone toward the end of the track. And for a good chunk of this song, Kendrick Lamar is just riding through the track with his sort of nasally flow, which typically I do enjoy as a side dish, as a complement to other vocal registers he uses when he's rapping. It's not really that fantastic of a listen to hear it drawing on and on and on throughout this track. Toward the end of this song, when he really seems to be digging in, he's rapping in more of his normal register. Even there's just so many sonic bells and whistles between the demonic vocal chorus effects and what the instrumental is doing at that point. It just seems like the rapping and the lyrics are kind of an afterthought on this song, and Kendrick and his producer on this track really wanted to concentrate a little bit more on creating the vibe of a rock song, a pop song, a funk song. But in that regard, I think this track also falls short. The instrumental is really sanitized, really ritzy, kinda lifeless. It does not live up to the viscera of great old school funk music and soul music, especially when you compare it to people like the Isley Brothers, which this song samples. However, it doesn't really feel like a piece of sample-based hip-hop as much as it feels like a reconstruction of a chunk of music from an Isley Brothers song. Because there is quite a bit of original instrumentation on this track. I'm just reminded of producers like Timbaland, what he did on Justin Timberlake's new record, or people like Janelle Monáe. This song structurally really reminds me of the song Queen. We also have, CeeLo. This song reminds me of a little bit. Pharrell, some of the moments from his new full-length album, or even Outkast in a moment such as Hey Ya. There is a gauntlet of artists that I'm reminded of when listening to this song. However, I don't really feel like this track surpasses or lives up to much of any of them. At the end of the day, it's a cute song. Again, it's not awful, but it's not a track I see myself revisiting unless it lands somewhere in the track list of a new Kendrick Lamar album in the future. And I can't totally discount Kendrick Lamar or this track entirely yet, because he really is an artist who is about the bigger picture and about how tracks fit together in the span of a longer album context. So with this song, we could potentially be segueing from and two, something else, a larger context, a larger storyline. And maybe in the context of a full-length album, this song will sound better, like tracks such as Backseat Freestyle, which totally make sense and build up the story of Good Kid, Mad City in the context of that record, but by themselves, it just sounds like Kendrick Lamar's writing a stupid, dumbed-down song. So, no, I'm not really smitten with this song lyrically. I think the instrumental's kind of tame, kind of sanitized. I'm just going to wait to see if this thing grows on me on the record. Transition, if you've given this single a listen, what did you think of it? Did you love it, hate it, why? What do you think I should review next? And that's it. Anthony Fantano, Kendrick Lamar, forever.